Hello, this is Pelorian. I wanted to talk to you today about a recent update to the attachment pack. Try to get this up tonight. Been having some internet issues going in and out, so hopefully I can get it up. But also on that note, talking about attachment pack, I should be able to finish it up this week. That's my plan. I should only have 2 videos left, being that I only have the DLC weapons and the heavy weapons as far as I remember. If I need to, I can do a third one if I need to, but I think I can get it in 2. Finish that series up, then I'll start some other ones. I'm still going to do my weekly mod showcase. I'll have one coming out this Wednesday at noon, but I also am planning to keep at least 1 to 2 other videos through the week popping up, whether it be modding tutorials, reviewing different things like maybe like landscape texture mods or different lore-friendly weapon mods, or maybe even reviewing mod authors. I got lots of ideas. We'll see how they go. Alright, so what we had here was an update came through tonight about an hour ago, actually. Maybe this is about 2 or 3 hours ago. Okay, so okay, so 4:51 p.m. Never mind, that was hours ago. Okay, it is the implementation pack. So we go to the changelog. It is an implementation pack by DeathbyPewPew. DeathbyPewPew basically made something for this that integrates the attachment pack into the world. And I'll read you something he said, and then I'll walk you through what he said to do so you can do it for yourself if you wish. Alright, so number 1, DeathbyPewPew is the I. So I did not randomize attachment distribution for unique weapons Broadsider and Deliverer, as these weapons are available only via quest reward and are not part of the legendary pool, i.e. pool of weapons that the game can choose from when spawning a legendary weapon. It makes more sense and would be more rewarding to learn about and pay for the new attachments for these weapons yourself at the weapons workbench, which I think makes sense, being that, like they said, they come from a quest. Why would they just randomly spawn with all kinds of different attachments? Let them come as they are, and then you can upgrade them on your own. Number 2, I did not integrate randomized attachments for the Fat Man. The new barrel types are very disruptive in a gameplay sense, and could cause issues if put into the hands of enemy NPCs. Yeah, could you imagine getting like, I think it's like 4 or 6 Molotov cocktails launched at you, or a whole like 8 mines all launched at you at one time? Yeah, it's great for playing the game, but for against you, you would be destroyed one shot. So good thinking. Number 3, the laser musket weapon combinations are implemented by the vanilla game files in a very unique way, and attempting to natively integrate additional attachments would require significant work in modifying the laser musket weapon record. I've added 1 additional scope as that was easy, but left the rest untouched. So in other words, when you pick up the laser musket in the game, it's still going to have be like a vanilla laser musket, and how it would come is what I'm gathering. And you would, a lot of the mods you would put on yourself because it was just too complicated to really get it to randomize. That's what I take from it. Number 4, I chose not to add the launcher barrel to the plasma gun, as it basically turns the weapon into an insta-kill grenade launcher, which you don't want in enemy NPC hands. I also didn't add the grenade launcher sight, as it's primarily intended to be used with the launcher barrel. Another good thing. Number 5, I did not add the accelerator brake launcher for the missile launcher, as it turns the projectile into an instant hit scan projectile, which could negatively affect the gameplay if put into the hand of enemy NPCs. So good thing there. So yeah, it's down underneath in the optional section. If you want an implementation pack, basically adds the weapon into the world. Now, I did it, and when I went in, I started a new game, did 2 different separate games that were new. Went in, wasn't getting anything different than vanilla, leveled up to like level 10, went into Concord, went somewhere else, went to 25, went over, took out some gunners over in Quincy, and then the gunners headquarters or their base, and I just was not getting any drops with attachments. And I was like, what the heck, is this thing not working? So there's another guy, Lucian, that just came out with practically the same thing, just a few tweaks different, but the same idea, like literally an hour or less before this launch came out. And yeah, with that one, I tried that one, it did the same thing. I'm like, what the heck, why is this not showing up? So I posted something in the board, and then they were like, well, did you give time for the cells to reset? And I'm like, I started a new game. So I'm going to read you this. DeathbyPewPew posted this, and it explains it very well. So I'm going to talk to you about it, and then I'm going to suggest 2 other mods possibly to put in with this, and then I'm going to show you what he talks about. So go from there. So DeathbyPewPew said, hi there. I just tested the implementation patch again. I created it and passed it on to the CSEP team for posting here, and can confirm the world is spawning weapons with attachments from the attachment pack. I should note the implementation pack provides only a chance of the new attachment spawning on weapons. However, I'll see if I can clarify a few things around how this patch and vanilla Fallout 4 spawns combinations of weapons. The vanilla Fallout 4 game will, under normal circumstances, spawn weapons with a standard or baseline configuration. Think of a 10mm pistol with a standard receiver, standard grip, standard magazine, etc. However, the game engine has an internal feature called Epic Chance that gets rolled when spawning a weapon. By default, the chance of getting an epic configuration, something other than standard, is 10%. Side note here, I highly recommend installing the mod Leveled Item Fixes, and we'll go over that, as this provides a more consistent gameplay experience in regard to these epic rolls, and also allows you to configure the chance of getting an epic configuration. I play at 25% as I find it more fun and compelling, and in some ways more immersive, and I'll show you how to do that too. When a weapon spawn gets an epic roll, again, by default, 10% chance, the weapon template configuration will allow the weapon to pick from what's known as mod collections or mod calls. These mod calls provide lists of attachments that can be spawned at different levels. So if you're level 50, you're much more likely to get some very nice attachments as opposed to being level 5, at which point the mod call wouldn't have very much to pick from. The implementation patch adds all the attachments from the attachment pack to the vanilla Fallout 4 mod calls. This means when you get an epic roll, these mod calls are referenced, and your resulting weapon configuration then gets a randomized configuration picking from both vanilla Fallout 4 attachments and attachments from the attachment pack. To further muddy the waters, what your weapon spawns will ultimately look like depends on a number of factors. 1. Player level. 2. Encounter zone level. 3. Spawned enemy level, which is important for determining what kind of weapon and level attachments they're even allowed to spawn with. 4. Encounter zone enemy modifiers, which could cause a higher or lower enemies to spawn regardless of your player level and encounter zone level. And 5. Hard-coded level of attachments inside the mod calls. Those at least are the factors I can think of off the top of my head. Just now, I set myself to level 50, player.setLevel 50, that's how I do it. Spawned myself in the Gunner Plaza, COCGNN01, killed all hostiles. Okay, so he did KAA, so killed all hostiles. Then went and collected about 15 weapons. I took all the weapons to my favorite weapons workbench for testing, Red Rocket outside Sanctuary, then examined them to see whether they had any attachments from the attachment pack, because the name and or appearance of the weapon alone may not necessarily tell you. I found that about 2 of the weapons I picked up had some attachment from the attachment pack. This is what I would expect, unless you are playing with the mod, the level item fixes, and set the standard epic chances to 25%. Hope this helps. Cheers, DeathbyPewPew. And it really did, because I did not know that that's how it worked, and it was such a low chance. So I'm definitely going to be playing with leveled item fixes, which I will show you. I got one other one real quick I need to go find. Okay, so first one he mentioned is level item fixes. That's by Dancraft. Dancraft basically just says vanilla level items can be quite finicky sometimes. When modders add items, expect to work a certain way, blah, blah, blah. So if you have other modded weapons you add in, this is really good. But even with just vanilla, it works. You can read up more on it. There's a bit to read here. But yes, you can download that. It's just one file. Download it in. I'll show you how to set that up. Go ahead and put that in, install it. Then these are two. This one's made by Lucian. He is the guy that actually, right before they put that out, made his own called the APPM, or the Attachment Pack Proliferation mod, which does about the same thing. His is just, isn't as tweaked as the other one. It just puts all these weapons in, and then it basically does not do the mod crafting for the broadside or deliverer, fat man, railway rifle, gamma gun, harpoon gun, or western revolver. So it's a little different. If you like that better, there's two different options, but one of the ones that he put out that he recommends in that one is called Vendors Sell DAX Attachments, and then he also recommends pairing it with Ethereum Merchants Sell Weapon Mods. So what this does is, if you do both of them, this one makes it so that the attachments from DAX Attachment Pack have found their way into various vendor shops around the Commonwealth. Can't be bothered to farm materials in order to craft those bad boys? Find a shop and spend your hard-earned caps. So basically, various vendors will now sell modifications from the attachment pack. You tried to follow how the vanilla game doles out new weapons and certain attachments, so don't expect everything to be at vendors all at once. Just play the game, keep leveling up, and check back with the vendors every 3 days. I've also made so that certain mods are also faction specific. Institute mods are sold by the Institute, Railroad are sold by Tinker Tom, to add a little more flavor to the people, so that people aren't just having Cricket vomit everything onto their screen. so yeah, looks like General Store, Gun, you have Brotherhood of Steel, Railroad, Institute. So yeah, you can install this if you want. Basically it just adds in the option at vendors to buy the mods, so that could be handy. I add that in my list. And then merchants sell mod weapons, basically same thing. This is just for the vanilla mods, and does the same thing with the different vendors. Tinker Tom is Railroad related, so if you get this by Ethereum and the other one by Lucian, you'll have all the attachments from DAX and the vanilla that all are purchasable. So if you don't want to build it, you don't have the supplies, you can do that. Alright, so we get all those, go and install them. See, I have down here attachment pack implementation pack, merchant sell weapon mods, vendors sell DAX attachments, and level item framework. So let's go ahead and get in. I'll show you how this works. Alright, so when you get in the game, oh, you also need to install MCM, but I'm pretty sure you have that. Most people should have that. The mod configuration menu is kind of a must with mods. But, so, LIF will come up originally when you come out of the vault, and it'll ask you about injecting DLC stuff. If you wish to, you can. I told it to, and then I decided later not to. So basically what it would do is, if you select to inject, it'll inject in the 4570 ammo, the 7.62, harpoon ammo, the marine armor, frag grenades, handmade rifle, the lever action rifle, radium rifle, and western revolver. So if you don't want those in the Commonwealth and you just want to save them for Far Harbor and Nuka World, just tell it skip, and then it won't inject them. And if you do inject it, you come in here and it'll have like inject, remove. Just click remove. It's not going to remove it right then. You click remove, click on it once, go up the list, and then it goes out. Like, say I want to inject the western revolver. You click on it once, let it be, hit escape. It'll come up, say success, 1 DLC item form distributed. Now, let's say I want to remove that. You'll see it says remove. Click once, exit. Oops. It'll come up and tell you in the corner. Go back in. Go to item distribution. There you go. So, just a little tip. If you want some of these, because it'll ask you, if you want any of these in your game, in the Commonwealth, you can have them. I kind of feel like maybe because they're higher level weapons, they should remain more in the other areas. But if you want them, if you've played through plenty of times and you want them in your world, feel free to inject them. But what he's talking about with your epic chance, so you can resell. When it talks about epic chance, your standard value is standard is found almost all equipment, therefore setting is a high. So yeah, your standard value of chance is 10%. So you want to bump that up to 25 is what he said, because it gives you the best chance for getting good variety, but not all the time. Boss value, keep at 100. Vendor base value, I bumped to 15. And then vendor specialist value, be specialist vendors. So escape. If we go back, it should have saved it. There you go, 25, 15. It normally comes at 10 and 10. I did 15 just so that the vendor has a little bit higher chance, but not quite too as high of a chance as a drop. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it to work. I probably have to build a bed, and I don't think I have the stuff for it. Now this one's going to take a few. I take tourism. I'm probably going to fast forward, or I might just skip this. Basically trying to sleep for a whole week. To give it a chance for the cells to reset, and then maybe we'll go take a look real quick at I'll probably see the like 1 or 2 weapons around here. We'll see what they drop as, and then or maybe we'll go into Concord and we'll see what Concord gives us with the raiders. Alright, so took a run through there. I'll probably post up just a little bit that shows, but I found one of the attachment pack items on a pipe weapon, so it is working. But yeah, it's going to be similar to vanilla. You're not going to get a whole lot of drops. So yep, so yeah, I thought I'd update you on that, let you know about that. So hopefully you guys can enjoy it now in your leveled list, and everything should go well. Just like I was, unlike what I was expecting, don't expect it on every drop or to see the attachments all over the place. It's just going to integrate it. If anything, because of the fact that there's so many more attachments put in, it's less likely you're going to see a lot, because it's going to have a variety. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, Florian out.